Welcome back. Tonight we'll explore some calming facts about rain. Take a slow breath in and let it go. Tonight, we are going to drift into the quiet, calming world of rain. Imagine yourself somewhere peaceful, perhaps inside a warm cabin, a quiet room with soft lighting, or beneath a sheltering forest canopy. Outside, the rain begins to fall. Soft droplets tap gently against leaves, against rooftops, against the earth itself. Rain has been part of our planet's story for billions of years. It nourishes forests, fills rivers, shapes mountains, and creates the soothing sounds many people find perfect for sleep. Tonight we'll explore 100 gentle facts about rain. Each one is calm, slow, and peaceful. So settle in, let your breathing slow, and allow the quiet rhythm of rainfall to guide you into rest. Fact 1. Rain begins high in the sky. Every drop of rain begins its life far above the ground. High in the sky, tiny particles of dust float quietly in the air. Water vapor gathers around these particles, forming microscopic droplets. As more and more droplets join together, they slowly grow larger. Eventually they become heavy enough, and gravity gently pulls them down. The drop begins its quiet journey toward the earth below. Fact 2. Every raindrop is unique. No two raindrops fall in exactly the same way. Some are small and light, others are larger and heavier. Some drift slowly through calm air, while others tumble through swirling winds. Yet every drop eventually reaches the earth, joining rivers, lakes, soil, and oceans. It's a quiet reminder that even the smallest things play a role in the great rhythms of nature. Fact 3. Rain has been falling for billions of years. Rain is not a new phenomenon. Scientists believe rain began falling on Earth over 4 billion years ago. Back then, our planet looked very different. There were no forests, no animals, no people, only oceans, volcanic landscapes, and clouds drifting across the sky. But even then, rain was already shaping the surface of the world. Fact 4. Rain helps forests thrive. Forests depend deeply on rainfall. Each drop nourishes the soil, feeding the roots of trees, plants, and mosses. When rain falls gently through the forest canopy, it creates a soft symphony of sound. Drops land on leaves, roll down branches, and sink slowly into the forest floor. It's one of the most peaceful soundscapes on Earth. Fact 5. The smell of rain has a name. Have you ever noticed the fresh, earthy smell that appears after rain? That scent has a scientific name. It's called petrichor. Petrichor happens when rain releases natural oils from plants and mixes them with compounds produced by soil bacteria. The result is that comforting scent many people love, a smell that often feels calming and deeply familiar. Fact 6. Raindrops are not tear-shaped. Many people imagine raindrops as tear-shaped, but in reality, they're not. Small raindrops are actually almost perfectly round. Larger drops flatten slightly as they fall through the air. Some even resemble tiny hamburger buns. The classic teardrop shape only appears in drawings, not in the sky. Fact 7. Gentle rain falls slowly. Light rain falls much slower than people expect. A small raindrop may fall at only 2 to 4 miles per hour. This slow descent allows drops to drift through air currents, sometimes floating sideways or swirling gently before touching the ground. It's part of what makes light rain feel so peaceful. Fact 8. Rain helps clean the air. Rain does more than water the earth. It also helps clean the atmosphere. As raindrops fall, they collect tiny particles of dust, pollen, and pollution. These particles are carried safely down to the ground. After a rainstorm, the air often feels fresher and clearer, a quiet reset for the sky. Fact 9. Some rain takes hours to reach the ground. When rain begins high in the atmosphere, the droplets may take a surprisingly long time to reach the earth. Some fall through layers of calm air, slowing their descent. Others evaporate partway down, only to reform again later. The journey of a raindrop can be slow and winding, a patient descent from sky to soil. Fact 10. Rain creates rivers. Without rain, rivers could not exist. Every river, from the smallest stream to the largest waterway, begins with rainfall. Drops gather in soil, flow into creeks, merge into streams, and eventually become powerful rivers, all beginning with tiny drops falling quietly from the sky. Take another slow breath. Imagine yourself listening to rain on a quiet evening. Perhaps it taps softly on a window, or falls gently on leaves outside. The rhythm is steady, predictable, soothing. Rain has a way of slowing the world down, and in that quiet slowing, sleep often arrives naturally. Fact 11. Rain can travel long distances. Sometimes the water that falls as rain above you may have traveled across entire oceans. Water evaporates from seas and lakes, rises into the sky, and forms clouds that drift across continents. Days later, those clouds may release rain far from where the journey began. A long, peaceful cycle of movement through the sky. Fact 12. The rain cycle never stops. Rain is part of the water cycle. Water evaporates, forms clouds, falls as rain, and eventually returns to oceans and lakes. Then the process begins again. This cycle has been repeating for billions of years, endless, steady, and reliable. Fact 13. Some rain is so light, it almost floats. A special type of rainfall called drizzle is made of extremely tiny droplets. These droplets are so small, they sometimes appear to float in the air. Drizzle often falls quietly during calm weather, barely noticeable, yet deeply soothing. Fact 14. Rain feeds underground water. Not all rain becomes rivers. Much of it sinks slowly into the soil. Over time, it moves deeper underground. This water fills hidden reservoirs called aquifers. These underground stores provide drinking water for millions of people, a quiet gift from falling rain. Fact 15. Rain makes perfect sleep sounds. The sound of rain is naturally relaxing. Researchers have found that steady rainfall produces a type of sound called pink noise. Pink noise contains balanced frequencies that can calm the brain. It gently masks sudden sounds, creating a peaceful atmosphere ideal for sleep. Perhaps that's why so many people fall asleep best to the quiet rhythm of rain. Take another slow breath. Imagine the quiet sound of rain continuing outside. Soft, steady, and comforting. Raindrops are falling somewhere in the world at this very moment, and each one carries a small story from the sky. Let's continue drifting through the gentle science of rain. Fact 16. Some raindrops are surprisingly large. Most raindrops are quite small, but occasionally, larger drops form within thick clouds. The biggest raindrops ever recorded measured almost 1/4 of an inch wide. Even these larger drops fall softly, spreading slightly as they move through the air. Eventually, they break apart into smaller droplets, continuing the quiet dance of falling water. Fact 17. Rain helps shape mountains. Over very long periods of time, rain slowly reshapes the landscape. As raindrops fall onto mountains and hills, they loosen tiny particles of soil and rock. Those particles travel downhill in small streams. Year after year, century after century, rain quietly carves valleys and canyons. It's one of nature's most patient sculptors. Fact 18. The first rain, after a dry season, feels different. After a long dry period, the first rainfall often carries a particularly strong earthy scent. Dust that has settled for weeks or months becomes disturbed by the falling drops. Tiny air bubbles release those familiar smells into the atmosphere. For many people, that first rainfall feels refreshing and deeply calming. Fact 19. Rain can begin as snow high above the clouds. Temperatures are often extremely cold. Many raindrops actually begin as tiny ice crystals. As they fall through warmer layers of air, the ice melts into liquid water. By the time the drop reaches the ground, it has transformed quietly from snow to rain. Fact 20. Tropical rainstorms can be very gentle. Although tropical storms are sometimes intense, many tropical rains are surprisingly calm. Warm air rises slowly in humid forests. Clouds gather, and soft rainfall drifts down through the canopy. The sound of rain in a rainforest is often soft and steady, like thousands of tiny taps on leaves. Imagine standing beneath tall trees in a forest. Rain begins falling through the leaves above you. Drops land softly on branches, then tumble down leaf by leaf. The forest smells fresh and alive. Moss glows deep green in the dim light, and the rain continues. Patiently. Fact 21. Clouds can hold incredible amounts of water. A single large cloud may contain millions of gallons of water, but the droplets inside are extremely small. They float easily within rising air currents. Only when droplets combine and grow heavier does rain begin to fall. Until then, the water remains quietly suspended in the sky. Fact 22. Rain creates ripples in water. When raindrops land on lakes or ponds, they create tiny expanding circles. Each drop forms a ripple that spreads outward. When many drops fall together, the ripples overlap, creating beautiful patterns across the water's surface. A calm lake during rainfall becomes a living canvas of motion. Fact 23. Rain helps. Seeds grow. Plants depend on rainfall to begin new life. Seeds resting in soil often wait quietly for moisture. When rain arrives, the water softens the seed's outer shell. Slowly, the seed awakens. Roots begin reaching downward, while tiny shoots stretch upward toward the light. Rain is the signal that growth can begin. Fact 24. Rain sounds different at night. Rainfall often feels calmer at night, partly because the world becomes quieter. Fewer cars, fewer voices, fewer distractions. This allows the soft rhythm of rain to stand out clearly. The gentle tapping on rooftops or windows becomes almost musical. Many people find nighttime rain especially soothing. Fact 25. Some clouds rain for hours. Certain clouds, called nimbostratus clouds, can produce long periods of steady rain. These clouds stretch across wide sections of sky. Instead of brief showers, they release slow rainfall for hours. The result is the peaceful, continuous rain many people love to listen to. Fact 26. Rainwater is naturally soft. Rainwater contains very few minerals. Because it forms from evaporated water, many impurities are left behind before clouds form. This makes rainwater naturally soft compared to groundwater. In some places around the world, rainwater is carefully collected and used for drinking. Fact 27. Rain helps cool the planet. When rain falls, it carries heat from the atmosphere down toward the surface. This helps balance temperatures across the Earth. After a rainstorm, the air often feels cooler and fresher. The clouds slowly drift away, leaving behind calm skies. Fact 28. Rain can travel sideways. Most people imagine rain falling straight downward, but wind can gently push raindrops sideways. Sometimes rain drifts at an angle, or even blows across fields like mist. Watching rain move through the air can feel almost hypnotic, tiny droplets dancing in the wind. Fact 29. Some rain never reaches the ground. In very dry air, drops sometimes evaporate before touching the earth. This phenomenon is called virga. From a distance, you can see streaks of rain falling beneath clouds, but the drops disappear before they reach the surface, quietly returning to vapor in the air. Fact 30. Rain connects the entire planet. The rain falling outside your window today may have once been ocean water, or snow on a mountain, or mist above a forest. Through the water cycle, the same water travels across the entire planet, rising, falling, flowing, and rising again. Rain is part of a global story that never truly ends. Take another slow breath. Imagine the rain continuing softly outside, each drop landing gently, one after another, in a steady rhythm. The world feels quiet, and your thoughts begin to drift more slowly. The rain keeps falling, calmly, patiently, as we continue our journey through the peaceful science of rain. Take a slow breath in, and gently let it go. Outside, somewhere, rain is still falling. Raindrops drifting through cool air, landing softly on leaves, rooftops, rivers, and quiet forest floors. Each drop continues the ancient rhythm of the water cycle. Let's continue our calm journey through the peaceful science of rain. Fact 31. Some rainstorms travel. Thousands of miles, storm systems often move slowly across entire continents. A rainstorm might begin over a distant ocean, then travel across mountains, forests, and plains. By the time the clouds finally release their rain, that water may have journeyed thousands of miles through the atmosphere, a long, quiet voyage through the sky. Fact 32. Rain helps shape the smell of forests. Rainfall awakens many natural scents in forests. When drops strike leaves and soil, tiny oils and organic compounds are released. The result is the deep, earthy fragrance many people love after rainfall. It's a scent that signals renewal, moisture, and life. Fact 33. Some deserts receive rain. Only once a year in certain deserts, rain is extremely rare. Months may pass beneath clear skies, but when rain finally arrives, the landscape can transform almost overnight. Dormant seeds awaken, tiny flowers bloom, and the desert briefly becomes vibrant with color, all triggered by the gentle arrival of rain. Fact 34. Raindrops collide and combine. Inside clouds, droplets are constantly moving. When two droplets collide, they often merge together. This process is called coalescence. Over time, tiny droplets combine into larger ones. Eventually, they grow heavy enough to fall from the cloud, beginning their quiet descent toward the earth. Fact 35. Rain can sound different on every surface. Rain creates a unique sound depending on where it lands. Rain on metal rooftops creates a bright tapping rhythm. Rain on leaves produces softer whispers. Rain on lakes forms delicate ripples. Together, these sounds create one of nature's most relaxing symphonies. Imagine yourself beside a quiet lake. Rain begins falling across the surface of the water. Thousands of small circles expand outward, each ripple gently touching the next. The lake becomes a living pattern of motion, soft, endless, and calming. Fact 36. Rain helps forest canopies. Stay cool in dense forests. Rainfall cools the air beneath the canopy. Water evaporates slowly from leaves, branches, and soil. This process absorbs heat from the surrounding air. The result is a cool, humid environment that many plants depend on. Rain helps forests maintain their peaceful climate. Fact 37. Some rainstorms are extremely localized. Sometimes rain falls in one small area, while nearby regions remain completely dry. These localized showers occur when small pockets of warm air rise quickly. Clouds form above that single spot, and rain begins falling only there. A small, quiet storm drifting across the landscape. Fact 38. Rain is essential for fresh water. Nearly all fresh water on land originates from rainfall. Lakes, rivers, streams, and underground aquifers are constantly replenished by rain. Without these steady cycles of precipitation, freshwater supplies would slowly disappear. Rain quietly sustains life across the planet. Fact 39. Raindrops can fall at different speeds. Large raindrops fall faster than smaller ones. Heavier drops may reach speeds of 20 miles per hour. Tiny droplets drift much more slowly. This difference in speed causes raindrops to collide and merge as they fall. A quiet dance of motion within the rain itself. Fact 40. Rain helps plants breathe. Plants absorb carbon dioxide from the air through tiny openings in their leaves. These openings are called stomata. Rain helps keep the leaves hydrated, allowing these openings to function properly. Without sufficient moisture, plants struggle to breathe and grow. Rain keeps this quiet biological process flowing smoothly. Fact 41. Mountain ranges influence rainfall. Mountains play an important role in where rain falls. When moist air moves toward a mountain range, it is forced upward. As the air rises, it cools, clouds form, and rain often begins falling along the mountainside. This is called orographic rainfall. Fact 42. Some places receive rain. Almost every day, certain regions of the world experience frequent rainfall. Tropical rainforests, for example, can receive rain nearly every day. Warm air and abundant moisture combine to create constant cloud formation. The result is a lush, vibrant ecosystem sustained by steady rain. Fact 43. Rain helps. Seeds travel. Raindrops can help move seeds across the ground. When rain strikes soil, small splashes carry lightweight seeds short distances. Water flowing across the land also transports seeds into new environments. Rain becomes a quiet partner in the spread of plant life. Fact 44. Rainbows appear when sunlight meets rain. After rainfall, sunlight sometimes breaks through the clouds. When light passes through raindrops, it bends and separates into different colors. This creates the beautiful arc we call a rainbow. Each rainbow is formed by millions of raindrops working together, a gentle collaboration between rain and sunlight. Fact 45. Rain has helped shape ancient landscapes. Over millions of years, rain has carved valleys, smoothed hills, and formed river basins. Even massive geological features can trace part of their history to rainfall. Though each raindrop seems small, their combined effect across time is extraordinary. Imagine rain falling across a quiet valley. Mist moves slowly between distant hills. The air smells fresh. The sky is soft grey, and the rain continues its steady rhythm, as it has for millions of years. Fact 46. Some rain begins as ice pellets. In colder layers of the atmosphere, raindrops may freeze again before reaching the ground. These frozen droplets become sleet or small ice pellets. They bounce softly when they land. Another variation in the many forms rain can take. Fact 47. Rain helps recharge wetlands. Wetlands depend heavily on rainfall. Marshes, swamps, and bogs store water like natural sponges. Rain replenishes these ecosystems, supporting birds, fish, amphibians, and countless plants. Wetlands are among the most diverse habitats on Earth, and rain keeps them alive. Fact 48. Raindrops create tiny air bubbles. When raindrops strike water surfaces, they briefly trap tiny bubbles beneath the surface. These bubbles rise slowly upward before disappearing, a delicate moment of motion beneath the falling rain. Fact 49. Rain often arrives before storm clouds pass. Sometimes rain begins falling even before the darkest clouds arrive overhead. Wind currents can carry droplets ahead of the main storm system. The first drops may land quietly, announcing the arrival of the rainstorm still approaching in the distance. Fact 50. Rain helps balance Earth's ecosystems. Rainfall patterns influence where forests, grasslands, and deserts exist. Different ecosystems depend on different amounts of rainfall. Too little rain creates dry landscapes. Too much rain can form dense jungles. The distribution of rainfall helps shape the natural world. Fact 51. Raindrops sometimes shatter mid-air. Large raindrops are not always stable. As they fall, air resistance can stretch them. Eventually, they may break apart into several smaller droplets. Those droplets continue falling independently. A quiet transformation within the storm. Fact 52. Rain can fall through sunshine. Sometimes rain falls even while the sun is shining. These events are often called sun showers. Sunlight passes through gaps in the clouds while rain continues falling. The combination often produces beautiful rainbows. Fact 53. Rain helps rivers stay alive. During dry seasons, rivers depend on rainfall to maintain their flow. Rain replenishes the water moving through river systems. Without steady precipitation, many rivers would shrink dramatically. Rain keeps these waterways moving. Fact 54. The sound of rain masks other noise. Steady rainfall creates a consistent background sound. This sound can mask sudden noises like traffic or distant voices. Scientists call this sound masking. It helps explain why rain often feels calming and sleep-inducing. Fact 55. Rain helps cool cities. In urban environments, rainfall lowers temperatures by cooling roads, buildings, and pavement. Evaporation then carries heat away from surfaces. After rainfall, cities often feel noticeably cooler. Fact 56. Some clouds produce gentle mist. Instead of rain, sometimes clouds release extremely tiny droplets. These droplets remain suspended in the air as mist. Mist often appears in forests or mountainous areas. It drifts slowly across landscapes, softening everything it touches. Fact 57. Rain helps maintain soil. Health rain carries nutrients deeper into soil layers. These nutrients become accessible to plant roots. Moist soil also supports microorganisms that help break down organic matter. Rain quietly supports this hidden world beneath our feet. Fact 58. Raindrops can reflect light. Each raindrop acts like a tiny curved mirror. Light reflects and refracts inside the droplet. This is part of what creates the shimmering appearance of rain, millions of droplets catching light in different ways. Fact 59. Rain connects oceans and forests. Water evaporates from oceans, travels through the atmosphere, and eventually falls as rain across forests and fields. Later, rivers carry that water back to the sea. It's an endless cycle linking every ecosystem on Earth. Fact 60. Rain is one of Earth's oldest rhythms. Long before human history began, rain was already falling. Long after we are gone, rain will likely continue its quiet cycle, rising, drifting, falling, and flowing again. An ancient rhythm of our planet. Take another slow breath. The rain continues softly outside, droplets drifting through the quiet night air, landing gently across forests, rivers, rooftops, and fields. The world feels calm. Let's continue drifting through the peaceful science of rain. Fact 61. Rain helps fill lakes. Many of the lakes we see today were shaped and filled by rainfall over long periods of time. Rain gathers in valleys and low places, slowly forming pools of water. Over centuries, those pools grow larger, eventually becoming lakes that reflect the sky above. Fact 62. Some rain falls from very high clouds. Certain storm clouds rise more than 40,000 feet into the sky. That's nearly 8 miles above the Earth. Raindrops formed inside these clouds travel a long journey before reaching the ground. A quiet descent through layers of atmosphere. Fact 63. Rain sometimes evaporates on warm ground. On hot days, some raindrops disappear almost instantly after landing. The warmth of the ground turns them back into vapor. Within seconds, the water begins rising again toward the sky. continuing the endless cycle of evaporation and rainfall. Fact 64. Rain helps plants. Stay cool, plants release moisture through a process called transpiration. Rain replenishes this moisture. As water evaporates from leaves, it cools the surrounding air. This natural cooling system helps forests regulate temperature. Fact 65. Raindrops create tiny craters in soil. When raindrops strike bare soil, they create miniature craters. These tiny impressions quickly fill with water. Though small, they influence how water moves across the ground. A subtle interaction between rain and earth. Imagine rain falling softly across a meadow. Tall grasses sway gently. Droplets cling to the edges of leaves. The air feels cool and fresh. The steady rhythm of rainfall continues, quiet, patient, and peaceful. Fact 66. Rain helps rivers change shape. Over time, rain-fed rivers slowly shift their paths. Water erodes one bank while depositing sediment along another. Gradually, the river curves and bends. These bends are called meanders, a reminder that water is always moving, always reshaping the land. Fact 67. Some rainstorms form over warm oceans. Warm ocean water releases large amounts of water vapor into the atmosphere. When this vapor cools, it forms thick clouds. These clouds can produce powerful rainstorms. Even so, many ocean rains fall quietly across vast open waters. Fact 68. Rain helps carry nutrients. Across ecosystems, rainwater washes minerals and nutrients through soil. These nutrients feed plants, which in turn support animals and entire ecosystems. Rain quietly connects the chemistry of land and life. Fact 69. Raindrops reflect the colors of the world. If you look closely, a raindrop can reflect tiny images of its surroundings. Trees, sky, mountains, all mirrored in miniature on the surface of falling water. Millions of tiny reflections drifting through the air. Fact 70. Rain helps create waterfalls. Waterfalls depend heavily on rainfall. When rain fills rivers and streams, water begins flowing over cliffs and rock ledges. The result is the graceful motion of falling water we call a waterfall, a beautiful partnership between gravity and rain. Fact 71. Rain feeds moss and ferns. Some plants thrive in moist environments. Mosses and ferns absorb water directly from rainfall and humid air. After rainstorms, these plants often appear brighter and more vibrant. The forest floor becomes soft and lush. Fact 72. Raindrops. Slow as they fall. Even though gravity pulls raindrops downward, air resistance slows their descent. Eventually they reach a steady speed called terminal velocity. From that point on, they fall at a calm and predictable pace. Fact 73. Rain helps shape coastlines. Rain falling on land eventually travels through rivers toward the sea. These rivers carry sediments and minerals along the way. When the water reaches the ocean, those sediments help shape beaches and coastal landscapes. Rain contributes quietly to the formation of shorelines. Fact 74. Some rainstorms last all day. Certain weather systems produce rainfall that continues for many hours. These long-lasting rains are often calm and steady. Instead of dramatic storms, they bring gentle showers that linger throughout the day. The kind of rain many people love to listen to. Fact 75. Rain helps recharge groundwater. As rain sinks into soil, it slowly moves downward through layers of rock and sediment. Eventually, it reaches underground reservoirs. These reservoirs provide water for wells, springs, and ecosystems. Rain quietly refilling the hidden water beneath our feet. Picture a quiet cabin in the woods. Rain falls steadily outside. A soft light glows inside the room. You sit comfortably, listening to the rhythm of rain tapping against the roof. The world outside moves slowly tonight. Fact 76. Rain helps maintain wet forest air. In rainforests, frequent rainfall keeps the air humid. This moisture supports thousands of plant and animal species. The atmosphere feels thick with life. Rain sustains this delicate balance. Fact 77. Some raindrops freeze mid-air. If temperatures are cold enough, raindrops can freeze as they fall. They transform into tiny ice pellets or snowflakes. The same water, taking different forms depending on temperature. Fact 78. Rain helps carry seeds. Down rivers, seeds that fall into streams during rainfall may travel long distances. Water carries them gently downstream. Eventually, they settle along riverbanks, where new plants begin growing. Rain assisting in the quiet spread of life. Fact 79. Rain shapes canyons over time. Although canyons appear solid and permanent, many were slowly carved by water over millions of years. Rain feeds rivers that gradually erode rock. The result is deep valleys that reveal layers of Earth's history. Fact 80. Rain can appear silver in moonlight. At night, raindrops sometimes catch faint light from the moon. The falling water glimmers softly in the darkness. For a moment, the rain seems almost luminous, silver threads drifting through the night air. Fact 81. Rain helps plants absorb nutrients. Moist soil allows plant roots to absorb dissolved minerals more easily. Rain provides the water necessary for this exchange. Without moisture, nutrients remain locked within the soil. Rain unlocks them. Fact 82. Raindrops merge on leaves. When rain lands on leaves, droplets often gather together. Smaller drops merge into larger ones. Eventually, the water becomes heavy enough and slides gently off the leaf's edge, falling to the ground below. Fact 83. Rain supports. Entire food chains, from microscopic organisms to large animals. Many species depend on rainfall. Rain supports plants, plants support herbivores, and herbivores support predators. An entire chain of life sustained by falling water. Fact 84. Rain refreshes the atmosphere. After rainfall, the air often feels clearer. Dust and particles have been washed away. The sky appears brighter. The world seems freshly cleaned. Fact 85. Some rainstorms move very slowly. Certain weather systems drift across the landscape at a slow pace. Clouds linger overhead, releasing steady rainfall for long periods. These slow-moving storms often produce the gentle showers many people find relaxing. The rain continues falling softly outside. Each drop lands quietly, joining countless others across the landscape. The rhythm is steady, predictable, comforting. Fact 86. Rain has inspired stories for centuries. Throughout human history, rain has appeared in poems, songs, and stories. People have long found meaning and beauty in its quiet rhythm. Rain often symbolizes renewal, calm, and reflection. Fact 87. Raindrops help clean leaves. Rain washes dust from plant leaves. Clean leaves absorb sunlight more efficiently. This allows plants to produce more energy through photosynthesis, rain giving plants a gentle cleansing. Fact 88. Rain can travel around the planet. Water evaporated from oceans may eventually fall as rain thousands of miles away. Over time, that same water may return to the ocean again. The water cycle links every part of the planet together. Fact 89. Rain creates the sound of dripping. After rainfall ends, water often continues dripping from trees and rooftops. These slower drops create a different rhythm, a quiet echo of the storm that just passed. Fact 90. Rain can form misty landscapes. When rain falls lightly in cool air, a soft mist sometimes forms near the ground. Distant hills appear hazy. Trees fade into the background. The world takes on a dreamlike softness. Fact 91. Rain feeds streams in forests. Small forest streams often rely on rainfall. After storms, these streams swell and flow more strongly. Water trickles over rocks, creating gentle sounds that echo through the trees. Fact 92. Raindrops scatter light. When sunlight passes through falling rain, each droplet bends and scatters light. This creates subtle glimmers and reflections, rain transforming ordinary light into something magical. Fact 93. Rain helps maintain balance in nature. Too little rain brings drought, too much rain brings flooding, but balanced rainfall helps ecosystems remain stable. Nature depends on this delicate equilibrium. Fact 94. Rain can calm the mind. Many people find the sound of rain deeply relaxing. The steady rhythm encourages slower breathing. Thoughts begin to quiet. The body prepares for rest. Fact 95. Rain has been falling for billions of years, long before forests existed, before animals, before humans. Rain was already falling on Earth. It remains one of the oldest rhythms of our planet. Fact 96. Every drop eventually returns to the sky. After landing, rainwater slowly evaporates again. The sun warms oceans, rivers, and soil. Water rises invisibly into the air, beginning the cycle once more. Fact 97. Rain connects past, present, and future. The water falling today may have once been part of ancient oceans, or glaciers, or clouds drifting above distant continents. Rain carries the history of Earth within it. Fact 98. Rain brings quiet to the landscape. During rainfall, many sounds become softer, birds grow quiet, wind slows. The world seems to pause, listening to the falling water. Fact 99. Rain falls somewhere. Every moment. At any given moment, rain is falling somewhere on Earth, across oceans, forests, mountains, and cities, a constant motion of water moving through the atmosphere. Fact 100. Rain is one of nature's most peaceful sounds. Perhaps the most beautiful thing about rain is simply the sound it makes. Soft, steady, and endless. A rhythm that has comforted people for generations. And tonight, it may guide you gently into sleep. Now the rain begins to slow. The clouds drift quietly across the night sky. The last droplets fall softly onto leaves and rooftops. The air smells fresh. The world feels calm. Take a slow breath in and let it go. Imagine lying comfortably, listening to the final gentle taps of rain outside. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. Only the quiet rhythm of falling water. Your breathing becomes slower. Your thoughts become softer. And little by little, sleep begins to arrive, like rain drifting gently from the sky. Thank you for spending this time with me. Sleep well. Good night.